For over 10 years, people have been obsessed with the world of Harry Potter. Soon the final movie will be out in the series, and while fans the world over don their cloaks and take up their wands, eager to stand in line to catch the last flick, it begs the question, is this an end to an era? You'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't know who Harry Potter is, or his magical school of Hogwarts. And unless you've been hiding under a rock for the last decade, chances are you've at least picked up one of the books and read it, or seen one of the movies. Harry Potter has been a truly engrossing phenomenon. These books swept the nation, and the franchise that has grown out of them is simply mind-boggling. You have to wonder if J.K. Rowling had any idea when she was penning that first novel that Harry Potter would become a household name, that it would reach such staggering popularity. There has never been a franchise that reached this sort of height. The merchandise, the movies, the music, the books, nothing can be compared to Harry Potter. Now, even if you don't like this magical world, you have to appreciate what these books have done. And like Chronicles of Narnia when I was a kid, these books changed the kids who read them. And it allowed kids to sink into a world that was so different and yet so similar to our own. And while some people like to sit down and debate whether or not J.K. Rowling is a good writer or not, people cannot contest that these books were entertaining. And these books provided an escape. And they sparked the imagination. But this franchise didn't just appeal to kids, it appealed to everybody. So what made these books so unique? What set them apart from other books? Why did Harry Potter become so popular? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a fan. I own the books. Aren't they fancy? These are the adult covers. It came in this really nice set. And as a reader, I can tell you, the magic was in the details. A talking hat that would sort people into their houses. How the people and the portraits on the walls would move. The Forbidden Forest. Fluffy the three-headed dog, a crazy godfather locked up in Azkaban, expressions like in the name of Merlin, and a seemingly ordinary boy who was given a ticket to an extraordinary world. I don't understand how people can't be consumed by them. The world building within these books is phenomenal. How she managed to keep it all straight is beyond me. There are so many colorful characters and phrases, amazing places like the Room of Requirement, and items you so desperately wanted to own yourself like the Motter's Map. And that is why these books were such a sensation. So like I said, with the 7th movie coming out, is this the end of the era? Is this the end of Harry Potter? J.K. Rowling would like you to believe it isn't. A couple weeks ago, fans were reeling over the possibilities of what was to come when J.K. Rowling announced Pottermore. What would Pottermore entail? Was it a new book? Was it a prequel? Was it a sequel? A fella at my work even speculated that it might have been perfume or some sort of merchandise. Now I have to admit, when I watched her announcement on YouTube, I was disappointed. I was really hoping for another book. But Pottermore looks like it's going to be an interactive fan website, and while that might be fun for some, I was really holding out hopes for something bigger. Now it's true we don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but somehow I'm left feeling that this is just an attempt to keep the Harry Potter spirit alive. Which makes me wonder, is it time to move on? Don't get me wrong, I love Harry Potter. I'm going to read the books 100 more times in my lifetime. I'm going to watch the movies. And every time I do, I'm going to enjoy it just as much as the first time I read them. But is it time for Harry Potter to step to the side and something new come in? Which makes me wonder, what's the next big thing? Will it surpass Harry Potter? I don't see how anything possibly can. For the last couple of weeks, it's all we've been talking about at work. So yeah, I work with a few nerds. But that's not even the half of it. One of the girls I work with, Natalie, has been drawing pictures of Harry Potter, and she drew our magical team. I have the picture, and I'll show it to you right now. That's Magical Claire, and Magical Natalie, and Magical me, and Magical John, and we are the magical team. Yeah, we're nerds. We've been listening to the Harry Potter books at work. Somebody took it upon themselves to upload the audio tapes, and they are amazing, and they are narrated by Stephen Fry, and they totally make my day go by way quicker, and make it way more awesome, or make it awesomer, whichever word you want to go with. So needless to say, with this last movie coming, I'm a little sad. The first book was published in 1997. For over 10 years, I've been living Harry Potter. As for what the next big thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be something you write. Maybe it's gonna be something I write. You know what I thought would be really cool? A Lord Voldemort book. Like the life and times of Lord Voldemort. I want to know how he became the Dark Lord. He's by far one of the most interesting characters in the book. And we don't even know all that much about him. So I looked up on the Urban Dictionary what their definition of Harry Potter is. This is a direct quote. Harry Potter is a series of books that most people haven't read but don't hesitate to criticize anyways. Often mistaken for books that are just for kids, when the truth is they curse more than my older brother, are extremely dark and depressing, and yet at the same time, funny and lighthearted. There you have it, folks. The Urban Dictionary has spoken. I thank you all for joining me for this magical vlog, and I hope to see you all again next week for another edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.
Natalie created for John this little John stick figure, and he has different emotions, and each day he can change his emotion to whichever he is, and there's Lemon Loaf John, and Michael Phelps John, and Hungry John, and Sleepy John, and he's Sleepy John a lot. But she also created HP John, Harry Potter John. See? Isn't that amazing?